Hello everyone, my name is Infinity and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. This video is another video in response to a question I received in the comments, and the question is, can words block manifestation? And the answer to that question is absolutely yes. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what types of words will completely prevent manifestations from happening in your life. Words that you should absolutely avoid if you are trying to manifest anything. But first, let me give a quick plug to my website, Sound and Soulful. Many of you listening are already members, but for those of you who don't know, on this website, I have created a library of over 100 subliminal affirmations audio tracks. Subliminals are designed to reprogram the subconscious parts of the brain, which is so vital because most law of attraction practices and self-help motivation is only working on the conscious part of the brain, which only accounts for 5% of our actual brain power and potential. The other 95% of our actions, thoughts, outcomes, and ultimately our manifestations are all coming from the subconscious habits of thought, many of which we've had since early childhood. So if you'd like to start reprogramming that powerful subconscious part of your brain to manifest anything you desire in life, check the description box for links to some of my most popular subliminals. When you sign up for a 7-day free trial, you get access to all the subliminals in my library, and most people begin to experience massive energetic shifts within just that first 7 days of listening. So let's get back to the question. How do words block manifestation? Words are energy, just like everything is energy. But the reason that words are a more powerful and potent form of energy when it comes to manifestation is because they are coming from within us. They are coming from ourselves. Every voice has a unique signature, a unique frequency. Your own mind, your own subconscious brain resonates with the sound of your own voice, your own energetic frequency, the sound frequency of your voice, more so than any other sound on the planet. Have you ever heard someone say, everyone just likes to hear themselves talk or to listen to themselves talk? Or have you ever noticed that in conversation with people, if you really listen, a lot of times people will ask you questions simply for the opportunity to then say something or talk about themselves or their own experiences. Regardless of how confident we may perceive ourselves to be, on a soul level, we all enjoy the sound of our voice because we resonate with it. Just like we enjoy the sounds of other voices that we resonate with. What we're resonating with is the soul frequency within that voice. So how does this play into manifestation? Because of this energy that we are resonating with through our voice, through the ways we project our voice through words. It's conversations. The words we say hold an immense amount of power that can be used either creatively or destructively. And for the purposes of this video, we'll be talking about how to avoid using your words destructively when it comes to manifestation. Certain words you use signal to your mind, your subconscious mind, that you believe or don't believe in the thing you want. So, for example, if you say, I am going to get this job, you at a soul level are resonating with these words that you've just spoken, and they are putting a creative force in motion to get you that job. Alternatively, if you say, interviews never go well for me, I'll never get this job, you are setting energy in motion in the opposite direction. You are working against your own positive intention. So if you don't prevent manifestation altogether, at the very least, you will greatly slow it down. So what are some words, negative words, that prevent manifestation? Some of the most common words that block manifestation are never, impossible, and can't. Now, there are many words that could potentially block manifestation anytime you are speaking against your own manifestation, the thing you want to create in your life. Anytime you are speaking differently, speaking against it, speaking as if it can't happen or won't happen, you are working against yourself and potentially blocking manifestation. But these three words are the most destructive of all. The reason that can't is so destructive is because whenever you say, I can't, it can't be done, it can't happen, you are literally speaking that into being. So let's backtrack a little bit. The reason that words like this, that negative words like this are so powerful is because, not because of the ways that your conscious mind is hearing them, but actually because as you say them over and over, they sink deeply into your subconscious and become a belief. So it's truly our beliefs that create our realities. But our words tend to reflect our beliefs. And ultimately, over time, saying something enough will solidify it into a belief. And the interesting thing is, this is true even if we don't believe what we're saying at first. There have been so many studies and cases of people who continually said something that wasn't true over and over, like I'm broke, as a joke, but they actually had money, and they just kept saying it over and over again, and suddenly it came true, and they lost all their money and they were broke. Florence Scovel Shinn is one of my favorite authors. She is the one who writes The Game of Life and How to Play It. Amazing book, by the way. I highly recommend it. She talks a lot in this book about the power of words. And one thing she says is that, I don't remember exactly how she says it, but something along the lines of, your brain doesn't know a joke. Your subconscious mind doesn't recognize jokes. So in other words, if you put yourself down jokingly and you don't believe the way you're insulting yourself, you are actually bringing those things you don't believe about yourself that are negative, that you're joking about, into reality. So if you joke all the time about being ugly, your physical appearance will actually become less attractive over time. If you joke about being really unhealthy or being really overweight, then those things can actually happen to you. Because again, your subconscious mind will be influenced over time by your environment, and your environment includes the conversations you surround yourself with, especially the words you say within these conversations. And this actually circling back around to the subliminals I talked about at the beginning of this video. This is actually why subliminals are so powerful, because many people say, well, subliminal affirmations, the words, your brain can't actually understand them and isn't actually going to act upon them. But the thing is, you see so many cases where you can clearly see how speaking something over and over again, whether you believe it or whether you think it's ludicrous, can actually bring that thing into being. I bet that you can even look back at your life and see examples of this. I know I can in my life. So, for example, one thing that I always used to say is, I want to live in a city when I'm older, in a luxury apartment with a coffee machine. And people thought I was crazy. They were like, when I was a kid and people around me were like, why does it need to be such a nice apartment? Why a coffee machine and all this stuff? And honestly, I didn't even really believe it myself. But a few years down the road, I ended up manifesting that exact experience to a T, that luxury apartment in a city by myself with a coffee machine, which such a random thing to want to manifest the specific coffee machine, but that's what I wanted, and you can ask for and get what you want. I've also had this play out in relationships. I used to always say, the first date always goes really well, but then after that, things fall apart. And sure enough, as I said that, I would get to go on all these amazing first dates, but then immediately it just felt like something wasn't working out or wasn't right, or something would just fall apart in that relationship. So the things you say about yourself and about the thing you're trying to manifest hold the creative power to make or break that manifestation. And that is really the moral of the story in this video. So recognize the power of your words. Be conscious of your words. And I know that this can take a lot of self-control, because in our society, we are so accustomed to using our words casually in very destructive ways. Like, think of all the times you degraded yourself as a joke with a group of people just because you wanted to make light of a situation or because it was funny. We do this a lot as a society, and in fact, a lot of people are made fun of or looked down upon for speaking boldly about themselves. Don't be afraid to shine in your full power and potential. Don't be afraid to speak boldly about the things you're going to manifest as if they're already happening. Don't be afraid to look foolish. So many of us destroy our own manifestations with our words or actions or energy. We self-sabotage, all because we don't accept and embrace our own greatness, our own innate power. We sacrifice our own dreams and goals and passions for the opinions of others in the moment, who may think we are crazy for expressing those dreams, who may think that those goals are outlandish or impossible. But I'm here to tell you, anything you can dream is a reality existing somewhere. And you have the power to bridge the gap between where you are and where that reality exists. And someday, all those people who may be saying right now that you're talking crazy to think you could have that dream relationship or that dream job or build that business, they are going to see the evidence of all that energy you are setting in motion right now. And you are going to see the evidence of it. You are going to see the evidence of your own power, but don't sacrifice yourself for them. I know that got off on a little tangent, but I just really felt that someone listening to this really needed to hear that. So there it is. I always say it's so important as a conscious creator to tune into yourself, into your own vision before tuning out into the world. This is why I personally meditate with Subliminals every morning, and I recommend to all my clients that they meditate daily as well. It is the single most important way to tune into your own vision for yourself. And if you're looking for a good way to clear your energy, to ground yourself in your own vision, the subliminal I personally use in my morning meditation routine is a 7 chakra clearing subliminal. Literally, I'm telling you, just listening to this once, I can feel my energy clearing, I can feel my vibration rising, and I can spend the day so much more focused on my own goals and dreams and passions without being so tossed around by the energy of others. So if that resonates with you, check the top of the description box for a link to that chakra clearing subliminal you can use to really ground yourself in your own vision for yourself. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If I resonated with you, please subscribe to my channel. Join our community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Have a wonderful, magical rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again in the next podcast.